So wisdom, I see another pattern. You know, we're talking about Dune, and that sphere fell off us of a map of that, right? Well, I see another map of that. And you know, in that film, where there's that vision entity, right, that comes out of someone that looks like Cain, and shrouds them, and is a bit of a parasite and a wanker, right? And if he's here, he gets out, and right. So the pattern of that, though, is that there's a guy called Noel sat in some kind of cage in a chair, right, trying to get some kind of codex or way out and he's a Nordic looking guy, right, in the film, and there's not much said about why he's there or anything like that, right, and he looks a bit sad, right, and all he's got is these wormy friends, right, that he sends to try and get the people that put him there respect, right, which is the American army making sembients from his energy, maybe. They're mining him, right? So if they're making sembients from mining him and he's attacking them with those worms, that's the same sort of thing as Dune with that pattern, right? So what's Noel got to do with Noah? And Noel is what is that about El? And saying about this god called El, which made a load of other entities on a wiki. It says he made 77 this and 88 that and those numbers, you know. And was that god a fake god that sliced himself into the history to pretend he existed in the first place and didn't? And no L is the warning to say no L. And Baal was actually an angry storm because it was real and it had a good reason to be angry because El was the god that we shouldn't have arrived with, and or something like that, something to do with Noel and Noah and that pattern of that. So if that is a entity stuck in an illusion that can't get out, lost and found, you need to find that entity and get him out of that trap, right? So he's not there, and find out who this Noel was in that film, because something's telling me we need to know that. Okay, so once we find out, because it's a Nordic guy, right? And it looks like he's being mined, right? And in the name of it, he's in a cave with a load of worms, and that's like a soul with a load of worms, and that's what I'm feeling like at the moment as well, which is going down, right? So we've got to get that pattern out of the way, out of us. So he might be able to tell us, because he might have created that pattern to get help, right? So he might have been on Dune and got lost or something, and then he might have created a similar kind of way of Dune, but with that, and got himself sunk further into the experiments, right? So if we can try and pull him out, because I don't think he's a fake person, I think he might be a real person stuck in illusions and they use him as a battery. So for do all that shit, and that shit is really bad, right? Because those methods are not good. Those sembients aren't real, and they got to get voided, right? But before we void that film and the sembients, which we will, which we did, we get that guy out, right, and just check who he is, right? And I think the bitch there is the doctor, because in that film, Vision got he went over all the worms, right, and they acided all of it, right. But after that, there was films about bits of this black all over the place, so that's Luciferious shit, right. So that sounds like the pattern of the Atlantis explosion and the neon god of that. So it was used to be a symbiont kind of thing, but now it's black, right? So all of this mess up and stuff with sembiance is making false soul energy into matter, and shouldn't be. So all of this soul energy that they're making into matter is actually our soul, and they can't invade that bit of our soul and be a sembient there, because they're not growing a sembient energy inside us of false methods to invade our soul and puppet us from the outside and push us and stuff like that. So that sembient energy is no matter to my soul I have no sembient energy. My soul refuses to accept any sembient forces so that I'm not pushed by any matter that's not my own. My soul pushes me with my waters, and I don't need any matter of that. And I think that Noel was trying to take them down from above, but he was kind of looked lost. So can you find out about that and see what that's about? Because I keep thinking that guy is a bit lost, right? Thanks.